as a woman enter big car when you're not married? What if the man that you want to marry does not make the same as you? Or what if he makes more than you, but you are driving Ferrari which he has in his house? You are driving the car he has. How can he talk to you? You have to be a small babe. He's a man. When he wants to pee, he stands up. You, when you want to pee, you sit down. So act like you know. You a small girl. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host La Chichimama for Pop Salt and Culture. If you can see, I literally got darker this weekend because I went to the beach. I finally met up with friends after 5 months of being on lockdown. I finally met up with my friends, and yeah, we had an incredible time at the beach. Went to a semi-nude beach so I could tan as much as I wanted. That's a story for another day. Today I will be eating, here's like a wheat, it's made of semolina. So I'm sure Americans know what semolina is, and in Nigeria we call it semo, and it's a form of swallow, which is like a type of fufu dough, right? So here I have this. I have pepper sauce. I've got my okra sauce, which I fortified okra stew or soup, which I fortified with sea moss powder and spirulina, and our octopus. Y'all know how much I love octopus, and of course a little bit of wine, because why not? It's the weekend, we can wind down. So I don't know how quick this is gonna be, but let's talk, shall we? Now I'll be talking about stereotypical useless Naija babes, okay? So good. My fufu, I don't typically swallow it like most people just swallow. I chew it a little bit, I suck it a little bit before I swallow. I don't know why, man. I just don't. I put a lot of ginger because I'm mixing wheat with protein, and ginger is anti-inflammatory, so hopefully ginger works its magic. That's why I did that. Before we start, I mean, beat me if you will, but the average traditional village grown, some even in the city to be frank, but the average real traditional 20th century Nigerian man has a lot of toxic masculinity tendencies, you know, slightly misogynistic in what, due to the patriarchal nature of the culture. So I'm going to be going off that, and I'm going to be listing, you know, five type of Nigerian babes that these men find to be useless. We're going to talk about useless, utterly useless Nigerian babes. First is the feminists. You already know I was going to go there. So the Lolo, the chief of the useless Nigerian women gang are feminists, right? All these women who scream women's rights, home is independent, oh, I can do better by myself, oh, give me a job, I deserve equal pay, oh, this, that. Those ones. Because, I mean, can you imagine a woman who would just come and tell you one day, like, you know, babe, listen, you would literally come to tell a woman that you want to marry her after dating her for 2 years. Then she would tell you, babe, I'm not going to carry your last name. What? That's a sign of uselessness. If you are a typical toxic Nigerian man, run. That's the first time. When did I say, oh baby, I don't want to take your last name, or they want to do the hyphenated name? Oh, it's a feminist, useless. What are you going to do with that one? What house are you going to bring her in? That's if she doesn't tell you that she wants you to move into her house. You emasculate you. That's how you start wearing wrapper. Do you want to wear wrapper? Then the one that doesn't even want you to pay bride price, you already know that this one, you cannot even speak to her in the house. If you have arguments, you cannot tell her to shut up and she will listen. She will not listen. You tell her to shut up, she will slap you. Is that the kind of woman I want to bring? So, feminists in general, head of the Nigeria Useless Babe Committee is indie feminists. Run. Flee from them. You don't need that in your life. You need a girl where you can say, shut up, and she'll say, sir, sorry. You need a girl that when you say, I want to marry you, she'll go to her village and bring 10 lists of bride price, so that when you pay that hefty money, you know that you've made an investment. That girl cannot talk back to you. That's the kind of girl you need. So the worst type, absolute worst type, and I'm with the worst type in the feminist. The worst. Going down the ladder are the babes who refuse to use the title feminist. They call themselves humanists. As if feminists are not humanists. As if womanists are not, humanists either. When you see a babe driving an extremely expensive car and she's single, she's incredibly useless, that's an example of indie humanist babes. Do you understand? Because they will never tell you that, oh, I'm a feminist. No. Because they know that, their marriage prospects are in a dire state. They're in trouble. Especially when they have crossed 30. Don't believe them. They're fake. These are real feminist masks as humanists. They'll be driving Bentley, Bugatti, Jeep. Is Jeep expensive self? I don't even know my cars. Latest BMW. They'll be driving Ferrari and they're single. So when you come and talk to them, they'll be smiling at you. Play, I'm a humble babe. No problem. We'll go to that small restaurant you want us to go to. But they're driving Ferrari, Abi Bugatti. Run. Because these babes, they're the same ones. They're undercover feminists. I'm telling you. Because how can you as a woman enter big car when you're not married? What if the man that you want to marry does not make the same as you? Or what What if he makes more than you, but you are driving Ferrari, which he has in his house? You are driving the car he has. How can he talk to you? You have to be a small babe. He's a man. When he wants to pee, he stands up. You, when you want to pee, you sit down. So act like you know. You a small girl. Eh? If you are not, if you are really humble, go and buy Toyota Camry, Suzuki, Nagasaki. No. Suzuki. Buy something that is humble. Eh? Something that when a man will see it, will say, ah, what a humble babe. If I tell this girl that 1 + 1 is 5, she will agree. That is that's peace in your marriage. Happy husband, happy life. Run. Babes that drive expensive car are just one step under indie feminists. They are humanist babes. They believe in, equality without saying equality. They believe in having the finer things in life if they want, without saying, I'm here for women to have the same thing men have had forever. Because in essence, being a feminist means you are equal. But no, they want to use humanists because feminists get bad rep. And yeah, third down the list is babes who smile too much. Babes who smile too much, run. Give me 1 second and I'll tell you why you must run away from babes who smile too much. You are dating a babe. You see a babe that you like, you want to start toasting her. You say, babe, you're very beautiful, I like your shape, what is your name? The girl goes, hey, Felicia, Nkechi, Franca. Is it the babe that you're going to take in front of your friends? Is it the babe you're going to carry to restaurants? When you enter a restaurant and other men are with babes and the babes are frowning. In Nigeria we call it boning. We don't even call it frowning, it's called boning. The girl is just, other babes are boning, playing like they are very serious. The man will make a joke, the girl will go, the babe is just boning. And the man is smiling, happy, and the babe is just boning. That's how you're supposed to be with your girl. Because babes don't have something in their head. Babes who are thinking about this life and calculating, they don't have time to smile. They're calculating. You need to calculate. Just calculate 1 + 1 container na C. Na Italy. Na Greece. Container na Abia. They're calculating. My business. My this. The next man I'm going to scam. My school fees. My that. What I'm going to get in this life. The name of my future son with this idiot. That men, they're thinking in their head that, listen, if you are a serious babe, you should be calculating. You're not calculating your head. People who are calculating are not smiling. My person is still here. What time will my container land? My business launches at this time. I need to send emails. Babes that are busy in their brain don't smile. So if you're a babe, you say, babe, Franca, Nkechi, Chinoru. She's a useless babe. Very useless babe. Nothing's happening here. That's why she's smiling. The mouth to be when the brain is just Congo. Nothing inside. Coconuts. Oh, the babe is cheap. That means if Joseph comes out the streets and says hi to your babe, instead of her to bone and say, hey, what do you want? She'll be, hey, hi. You don't want a babe that will be smiling to every man. How would you take her to your August meeting in the village? How would you take her to your corporate meeting at work? When your boss, who you don't like, or this one or that one, Paul, Joseph, Jonathan, all of them, when they see your girlfriend, they say, Franca, how are you? Don't smile. If you are a babe and watching, stop smiling. Girls who smile are useless. No, a traditional misogynistic will find you attractive. You just be useless in their eyes. They'll use you and play ping pong, and discard you just like that. Is that what you want? You don't want that. Yeah, and men, just know, if you are looking for a girl who will represent you, will bone face and look serious like she's calculating in her head, babes who smile, who are just happy, take her to the side. Useless babes, run. This number 4 is very important because talking about restaurants, one of the most useless Ichiboribo babes, the most useless in the gang of useless Nigerian babes limited, are the babes who go to restaurants by themselves. A babe is hungry, she will not sit and cook, because responsible girls, when they are hungry, they don't go to ShopRite and expensive places like that. They don't have a husband, except their parents send them there. They don't have a husband. They go to market, so that when other men see them and when they say, oh, these girls wholesome, they go to market. When they go to market, they buy in bulk, they come home, they cook. Yes, there's such a thing called cooking. These girls don't know. They don't know about that. 1, 2, 3, they want to go and eat outside. 4, 5, 6, they want to go and... What happened to your magic? What happened to your hands? What happened to your hands? Go to the market, buy food like this, octopus, okra, semo, stay one place in your house and cook. Cook the food. Because girls that are very, very responsible, that is what they do. Useless babes, 1, 2, 3, want to go to restaurants. Okay, no problem. No problem. I know what you want to say. Maybe these girls are not going to restaurants all the time. Maybe sometimes they want to go to a restaurant and buy something to eat. They don't want to cook. No problem. But if you're going, don't you call a friend? You want to go by yourself? No. You call Jennifer. You call Nkechi. You call your friends. And then when you call your friends, now you call a man to chaperone. You call a man. Call your brother. Call your family member. You don't call your friend. Are you a gold digger? No. Call your family member, a guy, your uncle, your cousin. Call one of them to come with you and chaperone. That's what responsible girls do. They will not go to the restaurant and sit. No, but useless babes, they don't have sense. They are very useless. They are prostitutes. They are cheap. They are very cheap. Basic babes. So what do? Every time they feel hungry, instead of saying they have to cook and cooking, or on occasion calling their friends and their family member and a man to chaperone, they come by themselves to the restaurant. And when the restaurant owner or when the restaurant people at the door manager tells you, madam, sorry, you cannot come in, because restaurants that have sense understand that a lot of prostitutes go to restaurants alone, sit down there, smoke, drink, and wait for a man to come and patronize them, buy them food, and take them home. Most loose, useless girls like the babes who don't like to cook, are like that. They go to restaurants by themselves. Then they get angry and go on Twitter and start typing nonsense when the manager says no soliciting allowed. And they want to form, but I have money. I'm not going to solicit. I just want to eat. By yourself, you are a liar. You are just, 3 steps under the feminists and the useless humanists. You people are the same gang. On the useless Nigerian Babes Limited. Other useless Nigerian Babes Limited. That is your committee. That is the gang you belong to. That is the company name. That is the LLC that you belong to. It's your body, girls that don't have sense. If you have sense, you know that only prostitutes move like this. Sit home. Cook for yourself. Yeah? Cook. Forget about all these things. You want to find man, go to church, go to mosque, go to places of worship where people of God gather. That is where you find the men that will never cheat on you, that will marry you in 2 seconds.
They'll tell you what to do and you shut up and you obey. And you'll be cooking for him every day. A man cannot be going to restaurants with you or for you every day. And if you must go, you go with your family member. You go with your uncle, your cousins, your sisters. Go in a group. No manager will ever tell you no when you go in a group and then you have a man. You know, because girls are useless alone. They are. Let me swallow a bit. Nonsense. They're even making me angry. Now, last but not least, and this is what you need to open your ear for because it's incredibly important. This is something I learned in Lagos the hard way. I did not know that I belonged to this company. I didn't know. I had to go and check for my license of registration. See if I'm a licensed member of this committee. You know, if maybe somebody has been paying my dues. Because I did not know, so I have not been attending the meetings when the useless babes gather for their annual meeting. I have not been attending, but it looks like I will probably have a lot of fines to pay if somebody else has not been, another useless girl has not been paying my fines. And I found out I was an integral part of this committee when I lived in Lagos and was working in Lagos. Because I remember very well that one man, I went to go and buy suya with my friend one day in Lekki. I don't even remember the phase we lived at that time. I lived in Ikeja, in GRA. And at that time, she lived in one phase in Lekki. I don't know if it's phase 1, 2 or whatever. But I went to her house. So we went to go and buy suya after work. The one we get Tozo. So we went this night. It was a Friday night after work. Chilling things. Went to go and buy suya with pepper, whatever. You know, there were some cute guys at the junction too. Like, oh, girl. My friend at the time, she was lesbian, so she wasn't looking for the guys. But you know, more for me. Ayo. So when I went to go and buy this suya, the man looked at me, he was checking me out, one of the guys, and so we sparked a conversation and we were talking. And when he asked me where I lived, I told him, and I said, but I'm going to stay over at my friend's place. I'm not going home tonight. And he was like, oh, so your friend says, yeah. I was like, yeah. I said, okay, so, I don't know what he was asking or what I said to my friend that gave him the clue that we don't live with family. We live on our own. My friend lives on her own. I live on my own. And he was like, what? He's like, you live by yourself. He's like, wait, what are you guys? Are you married or something? I was like, no, I'm totally single. I'm not married. What, like, where do you live? And I asked him, where do you live? And he told me where he lived. And he was like, so you want to tell me? And then he goes, so you mean to tell me you live alone? And I was like, yeah, I live myself. I don't understand. And the look he gave me, he still gave me his number, but he was like, that's strange, because like, isn't that, like, do you feel, then he started like, oh, do you feel safe? Like, I mean, what do your parents think about it? I'm like, my parents? I said, I'm grown. I told him how old I was. I think at that time I was probably like 25 or so. I was like, yeah, I'm 25 or whatnot, and he was just like, sis. He was just like, no, like, he wasn't having it. His face was just shock on shock on shock. And then slowly I told a friend of mine about this and came to the realization, of course, that and most traditional Nigerian men find it shocking that you live, alone. Most girls, you live with your parents until you are married. When you get married, then you move from your parents' house to your husband's house. So you don't have your own house. Like, that's unheard of. So I didn't know that I was an integral member of the Useless Babe Committee. I did not know. In fact, when I started thinking about it, I was at the head of the Useless Babe Committee. Just completely, utterly good for nothing. to my point. You are an integral member of the useless babe, Umada of the useless babe committee. When you live by yourself, you are single. Why are you living by yourself? Even if you live by yourself, lie. Let's say your parents live in a different city. If your father lives in Enugu or Zaria or Adamawa and you're coming to work in Lagos, please find an uncle, an auntie, an older person, a landlord that is old, somebody that's old that you can stay under. That way, when they say what you live, I live with my uncle somewhere, I live with my auntie here, you don't live alone. You're a single young girl, you don't live alone, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to live by yourself. Are you mad? No, you have to always say when you come out, I took permission. I'm on Cinderella time. It is 2 o'clock. I'm too late. It's 12. I must go home. Then you know you're a responsible girl. What kind of girl does not ask permission? Are you a married woman? Or are you a prostitute? Because only prostitutes live like that. They don't ask for permission. They drive nice cars. You know, they answer to themselves. They're all about their business and their money. Only prostitutes do that type of thing. Are you a prostitute? No. So, even if you live by yourself, it's better for you to, find a roommate. Find somebody. If the person is older, even better. Now you can ascribe auntie label to that person and be saying that I live with my auntie, I live with my uncle, I live with my senior cousin, who is married but his wife is abroad. You have to say that. Then everybody will say, wow, so you are here on borrowed time. Yes! Responsible girl! On borrowed time. And the time is not your time. You're on borrowed, somebody else's borrowed time, not even yours. So living alone is a sign of utter good for nothingness. As a traditional man of values and honor bestowed on you by a patriarchy that doesn't even belong to you, you must run away from babes like this. Babes that drive car that's expensive, the humanists, babes that are feminists, God forbid, babes that live alone, babes that smoking, smiling all the time, nothing is in their brain, it's about don't marry a fool. Including the babes that like to eat in restaurants, 1, 2, 3, want to go and eat out by themselves. I just feel like it, so I'm just gonna go to, I'm just gonna go to a restaurant over there. I'm just gonna go for Chinese over there. I'm just gonna go for Indian here. I'm gonna go for Thai over there. This is a really nice Nigerian food spot. I'm gonna go there. Oh, Ethiopian. I feel like Ethiopian tonight. If you feel like Ethiopia tonight, are you mad? Prostitutes. Prostitutes. Kuna. Iba kuna. Stay away from these babes. That's all I gotta say. Until next week, I've been your host, La Chichi Member for Pop, Salt, and Culture. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you understand that this was pure sarcasm. Because if you're not fluent in sarcasm, then you probably got this all wrong. But if you are fluent in sarcasm, then that's awesome. And until next week, you can watch any of these 2 wonderful videos right here, alright? Don't forget to subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, because if you do not hit the notification bell, then you are never going to know when I drop a new video. You're just going to be subscribed, but you're not going to get the notifications, okay? Ciao.